Hey everybody, it's been a while since I connected with you about the journey book and what our journey is about. Those of you who have been doing really regular work with me will be very familiar with what I'm sharing here. And I also realize that what I see is often very, very clear to me. It makes total sense to me, and isn't necessarily as clear to you. And that's cool. That's okay. Part of my journey is to figure out how to share more clearly what I'm seeing and empower us all with it. So towards that end, I wanted to give you an update. We're about to finish the 8th moon cycle. And I think the last time I posted something, it was near the end of the 4th. So we've been doing a lot of work. And I just want to give you a quick rundown of what each of these cycles seems to be about. And as a refresher, it's really clear to me that the diminished state of being is definitely our survival instincts, and I believe that the diminished state of being is the ego that needs to separate. We can talk more about that another time. But what I see is that in the first 4 moon cycles, which are about switching from self-denial into self-awareness, creates an attitude shift that gets us out of our dependence and into our sovereignty, into the connection with the universal one, with our higher self. We've talked about that before. So the first moon cycle was, what can I accept? Whoops, I am not accepting something here. And I am giving away my power. Where am I giving away my power where I really don't want to? And what is it that I need to accept so that I don't need to give away that power? And then we realize, I need to accept this, but why can't I? And in the second moon cycle, we got to see, well, there's a way in which we're seeking forgiveness, which is why we are taking all of this on. And instead, we get to realize that all of that is not our responsibility, and we can forgive ourselves. It's not really our fault. Or we deserve some compassion for whatever that reason is that we feel like we have to take this on. So forgive and accept. And then when we can forgive and accept and forgive, then what is it that we deserve that we really have not allowed ourselves? What freedom do we deserve? How do we, the part of ourself that gets to be free that we've never deserved? And we go back and we go, ooh, I don't know. Okay, well, back to accept, and then forgive, and deserve, well, almost deserve. Okay, back, accept, forgive, deserve. We start to get to that place. And then in the 4th moon cycle, it was, what can I allow myself to receive now? How can I be a powerful receiver of myself? Divine feminine power to receive. So accept, forgive, deserve, receive. Accept, forgive, deserve, receive. We're just practicing and practicing and practicing. And so we get to the place at the end of that first series that's all about sovereignty and being in our divine feminine power. We get to the end of that and we go, okay, I see what I can allow myself. That doesn't mean we're good at it. We just see what we can allow ourselves. And interestingly, we move into the next series, which is about self-expression, that creates an energy shift and takes us out of opposition into co-creation, out of codependence into co-conspiracy. As we take this and we go, okay, I'm in my power, I can allow. Now, how can I be in my power as I relate to others? We don't know how to do that. And in the same way that the self-denial is at the very, very core of our survival instinct, I need to deny myself in order to survive. And we're going, no, you don't. It's not about self-denial. Get into self-awareness. We do all this kind of stuff. We move into the second ring and we bump into our self-defense energy structures. And they're really good. They're really, really good. And they are there to make sure that if we step out of self-denial, we allow that self, the defense structure makes dang sure that we get back into self-denial to protect us, right? So in this second series, the last 4 moon cycles, 5, 6, 7, 8, what we're doing is breaking down those energetic patterns of self-defense. And these 4 moon cycles go detach, release, listen, and then relate, right? These 4 moon cycles are about self-expression that creates an energy shift that allows us to be in relationship, in sovereign relationship with divine masculine grace. So, interestingly, the world has supported us. COVID actually supported us in this process. We go through this every year, but this year we're really getting a doozy. And so, guess what? As we enter that moon cycle of detach, guess what happens? First, stay-at-home orders. Stay at home. So, forced detachment from everything that identifies us from the outside in, right? Everything that's out here, the job, the restaurants, the movies, the whatever we're doing to define ourselves outside of ourselves. Whoa, we got completely cut off from, including other people that, we can define ourselves by those other relationships as well. So forced detachment. And what were we all doing? We were like, we want to go back. 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 And in the second of this series, the 6th moon cycle, that's about release. And we get to go, we're not going back. We're not going backwards. The world is changing very drastically. And it's not going to be about going back. And so we get to release everything we think we know, release everything that we thought the way that it was, release, and grieve. There's a lot of grieving and letting go of these old structures. What we're doing is letting go of the energetic defense structures that we put in place to protect our self-denial. But as we open up to ourself, we don't need all of those things outside of us to define us. They're distractions. And so we were forced to sit with ourselves in ways that normally we wouldn't be, right? Even though we're moving through these same cycles, normally it's not in our face this much. So we get to release. And then what happens? Okay, so now we're moving those self-defense structures out of the way. So now we go all the way back, accept, forgive, to serve, open to receive. Oops, okay, detach from that self-defense, release it, let it go, and now open up and listen. And at first it's listen. Listen from here. Listen to our higher selves. Listen to what our higher selves want us to bring through. Listen to what we keep blocking out and going, no, I think I'll go watch a movie, rather than painting. Or, I think I'll just go out to dinner. Go out. Rather than sitting quietly to that part of ourselves that we keep denying, that keeps wanting to come through, and we go, no, maybe another time. Well, I never have time for that because of all these things. So release. Listen. What wants to come through? What part of ourself gets to be brought to life? Bring your love to life in here. And when we're listening here, what that also allows us to do in our power to listen, it's listen to our higher self. And then instead of being out in opposition and fighting and all of that, it's listen to what's outside here. Listen. Interestingly enough, what happened? The protests and the riots, and getting to listen to people that we have not been listening to. And so in vulnerable self-respect, open with the power to receive this love, right? To receive this, and open to the power to receive and listen with vulnerable self-respect in our power to people that maybe without realizing we have been in opposition to and didn't know it. And now we get to be open to receiving that and listening. And then the last moon cycle around relating. When we listen and we listen, even though the stories aren't the same, even though I am white and I have certainly experienced white privilege, I can also relate to the betrayal. I'll speak more about that another time. But how can I relate? How can I really listen? Not make it about me, but really relate in terms of understanding in a way that I never have before. That is divine masculine grace. And so here we are. The constant journey is we're constantly adding and adding and adding, getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Accept, forgive, deserve, so that we can open up to receive, be in our power to receive, be in our higher self. And then when we go to express, detach, release, listen, relate, and invite. And so here we are at the end of that that's the 8th moon cycle. We're headed into now the final series, which is about self-realization, rather than self-defeat, self-realization that creates a direction shift in terms of how we lead our lives and where our lives go, right? And so we're really at that place where we're really choosing. We've been breaking down these patterns. They're still there. We can still feel them. We get to choose. Am I going to choose self-denial, self-defense, and then move into this next part of this year from a place of continuing to try to control things? Or am I shifting from self-denial into self-awareness, from self-defense into self-expression with power and with grace, going into the unknown, being inspired by my higher self, not needing to try to control everything around me to survive, but being inspired by my higher self to lead my life in a way in which I get to thrive. And that's what we're stepping into. It's a powerful year. It's a powerful time. The world needs us to step into our power and our grace and lead through inspiring new possibility. The time is now. And as heartbreaking as this time has been in so many different ways, I truly, truly see that the systems that have held us in this place, this status quo place that has held us back, they are falling down around us. And this gives us the opportunity to step up in power and in grace and to lead and to bring new possibility to life in ways that we never have before. So I hope you find this helpful. If you have questions, feel free to ask. There's all kinds of stuff I know that I've left out, but that's what came out this time. So I look forward to seeing you all soon. And here's to choosing to lead from a place of being inspired by ourselves. Bye.